girls and squirrels, happy Wednesday and welcome back to my channel.
Hi, I'm Christina Sherilyn and I'm a vintage reseller, which means I rummage through people's unwanted items and find the most amazing vintage pieces to give them a second chance. I love styling up vintage clothing in a modern way, investigating the history of each piece, and most of all, I love the treasure hunt. So follow along on my journey and let's see what we can find.
So as you guys know, I have a series on my channel called The History Of, and this is a series of videos where I go over the history of different brands, just to kind of give you guys an idea of how the brand changed throughout the decades. Of course, I only focus on the vintage side of it. Anything that's happened in current day, I'm not going to go over. This is just all about past decades and how the brand grew throughout those decades. So today's video is going to be all about the brand Talbots. No one's ever asked me to do this brand, and honestly I've never even thought about doing this brand, but for some reason I was researching a piece that I had just gotten and I came across some really fun facts about the company, and I just thought it would be fun to share. I always love learning the fun little facts about each brand, and I know you guys seem to enjoy these videos as well. So I also tried a new format in this video as well. I wanted to give you guys some more visuals and make it just a little more put together, a little more organized. So I hope you guys enjoy the new format. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get into the history of Talbots.
Talbots was founded in 1947 by Rudolph and Nancy Talbot. They inherited their first store in Hingham, Massachusetts from Rudolph's father. Fun fact for you, they originally named the brand The Talbots, but over time it became just Talbots. From what I can see in the research that I've done, I believe this change happened around the 1980s. By the year 1950, the Talbots had outgrown their original building and they moved to a two-story colonial frame 17th century house in Hingham, Massachusetts. The first floor was dedicated to sales and the second floor was converted into office space. Another fun fact for you, Nancy was known for her love of color, so they decided to paint the front door bright red, and this later became the hallmark of the Talbots chain. In 1955, the first branch store was opened in Duxbury, Massachusetts, and in the following years they would open 3 more stores in Lenox, Massachusetts, Hamden, Connecticut, and Avon, Connecticut. Throughout the social and cultural changes of the 1960s, Talbots maintained its focus on classic and traditional styles. By 1970, Talbots moved its headquarters to a new location in Hingham and had grown to 71 employees in the 5 New England stores. So that brings us to 1973, where Talbots was bringing in a ton of money, up to $8 million annually. So of course, this caught the attention of larger companies, and Talbots was purchased by General Mills in 1973. Between 1973 and 1980, General Mills began a regional expansion, opening 8 new store locations throughout New England. In 1980, the company moved outside of New England for the first time, opening stores in New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Throughout the 1980s, the company grew from fewer than 20 stores to 126 stores in just 8 years. I found this fact pretty cool. They wanted to keep the feel of the original 17th century Hingham house in all of their stores. So the interiors featured maple floors and wainscoting, as well as traditional botanical and equestrian prints to simulate an atmosphere of an English home. And of course, the bright red door. 1988 was a bit of a rocky year for Talbot. So General Mills actually announced that they would be selling their clothing retail operations to focus solely on their food-related operations. So Talbot's was sold to Just Go, which was a leading Japanese retailer, for $350 million in June of 1988. And in 1989, Talbots opened an international sourcing operation in Hong Kong. So if you come across a Talbots piece that has on the label that it was made in Hong Kong, that means that it was made after 1989. In 1990, Talbots introduced the first Talbots Kids stores, and they expanded the Talbots Petites line. 1992, Talbots introduced Talbots Intimates, opening stores in Austin, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, and Troy, Michigan. In 1995, the Talbots Babies line was introduced, and Talbots accessories and shoes opened as well. Which brings us to 1998, when the Talbots Woman line was introduced for plus-size women.
Alrighty, so that does it for today's video. I hope you guys had fun and learned a little something. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite part of the video was, what your favorite little fun fact was. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, if you have any brands that you would like me to do next, or just some fun facts about brands that you just know for no reason, like me. So I'm gonna go now. If you like this video, please be sure and give it a thumbs up on your way out. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our family. We would love to have you. I put new videos out every Wednesday and Friday, and I will see you guys on Friday. Bye, guys.